$1 tips.
All right, hold on.
1 inch tips.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. This is the 49 Problems. Today, we are facing a harsh reality. The 49ers are sitting at 3-4 after a crushing loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. Same story, high hopes, costly mistakes, and mounting frustrations with injuries piling up and locker room tensions growing. The season is on the line, and so is our faith, according to Ray J. Garcia. Now, our eyes are turned to Dallas, where a win could revive hope, but a loss might signal deeper issues than anyone wants to admit. This is more than just a game. It could be a defining moment in the future of the San Francisco 49ers. We're going to discuss all that and much more today on the 49 Problems.
Yeah. I already had it.
Yeah, this is Kyle Shanahan. You are now tuning into the 49 Problems, where these two guys try to act like they know more than me. All they do is talk shit. 100% unfiltered, uncut fan reactions. Here to talk about all the drama. And now your hosts, Kyle J. Vigil and Ray J. Garcia. Assholes.
Hey, you all heard it there. Ray J. Garcia, live.
Kyle J. Vigil.
Kyle J. Vigil.
Kyle Shanahan called you an asshole.
He did. I am. We are now officially joined by the return of the unpaid intern, Cortez.
Cortez J.
As you can see, he's sexually harassing me as we speak.
Cortez still unpaid?
Hey, speaking of sexual harassment, man, I had to watch so many sexual harassment videos this week.
But I still do. And I still get sexually harassed by cops.
You get sexually
He told
harassed?
me he sexually harassed a cop. That's why they arrested him.
No, that's exactly why he went to jail.
I thought the cops raped him.
Hey, you know those videos where they go, traffic stop, turn wrong? And it's like the guy's always making it worse on themselves. That's what happened to this guy. He got pulled over. What did you get pulled over for?
For looking Mexican.
Because your dildo was hanging on your mirror or some shit.
All right, I was in the parking lot. And I was in the middle of having the dildo in my ass. And then they like pull up and they flash light at me and I'm like,
bro, you know in the first 5 minutes, you're going to give me, I'm on YouTube now.
We're live.
I'm going to have to edit all
oh,
that.
you're live?
No.
Bro, there's a whole 49 people watching right now.
49 Problems. No, I've been trying to post more on the YouTube though.
I forgot you had YouTube, bro.
Hey, you can't be talking about your butt. Nah, but what's up though? We're here. We're live. We're feeling good. This dude's got a new job. I got a new job. Ray,
Same old job.
but still working. An example of leadership and accountability right here. Guys up at 3 a.m. Star of the softball league, MVP of the courtesy runners. We got
Shanahan, you should take notes.
Yeah, if you need any pointers.
And I still get haircuts. Shanahan,
Yeah,
take notes.
we got Cortez over here. I can't speak highly enough of him. He's officially made his debut in the Yolo County Jail.
I speak high.
I'm turning a gay male stripper. Working as a construction worker.
He got a new job handling pole.
Handling long schlongs all day. Great day of my life. Greatest days of my life.
He's currently making $12 an hour.
Gets paid by the inch he handles.
Not include tips.
He's waiting on his green card still. Yeah. It does include tips.
Get all the tips.
You get them up front.
Yeah.
But while we're on this little
Sometimes in the back, but it's okay.
while we're on this little bullshit opening segment.
It's probably all gonna cut out.
So again, right, just positive note, positive vibes. Probably not for the 49ers. I experienced my first game live in person last week, dude. Me and you were we were just telling Cortez, like, man, I had a blast, dude. And for those people that are gonna hear this that met us that day, like, you know, thank you for all your support and like just, you know, just being how would you say it, like how would you say they were like supportive towards the podcast, yeah.
I mean, half of them could have just been like, yeah, we'll listen. But you know what? If even 10 of them, you know, what we pass out, 100 100 stickers,
something like that.
Something
on stickers.
Kind of unprepared to go out there, but more prepared next time.
Did you like give them out or like
just hand them out? Yeah, it was funny because we'd be walking around and like we'd go like, "Hey, you want stickers?"
People throw them away, or did they actually keep it?
Nah, but like I remember one time he asked some dude like, "Hey, bro, are you interested in podcasts?" He was like, "Nope," like he didn't want nothing to do with us, you know. And, all right,
like some people were actually interested in like kind of listening to it.
But like he was saying, like you know, we walk up to somebody like, "Hey, bro, check out my podcast," and they're like, "Oh hell yeah, I'm gonna check this out right now." You know how like when somebody walks up to me,
because it's hella funny like having interactions like that because it's like you won't expect them to have that same reaction, you know?
Yeah.
Well, no, one dude, like it was a family of like 4, mom, dad, son, both 2 sons or whatever. Just kind of stopped them like, hey man, this is our podcast, you know, kind of be hopefully you check it out. Here's a couple stickers, you know what I mean? It's got our little tag on it, you know, where you can find us at. Broke it down where, you know, broke it down.
Like we can look at you a little bit more. Broke it all like this. Oh man, I didn't mean to cut you.
No. Broke down all our like where they could find us: Instagram, Spotify, you know, YouTube. And one dude just handed me his phone and said, "Here, put it in Spotify right now."
Yeah,
you know, so
and like cause like those metrics they don't like update like right away, but like where I seen like the most like immediate impact like right away, dude, like the Instagram followers have been going up and up. And then like so like I'll post clips from mine and yours podcast, right, where it has, you know, like me and you talking and then like I've been going on there doing like just like Instagram videos like where I've really been getting a lot more engagement. And to me, I'm like, if you like what we're saying on these little clips, like then like that should be encouragement enough for you to go check out the product. You know what I mean? Like grab this beat ball. That's the first one I ever had. These aren't too bad. They're hella strong.
They're a little fruity though, a little sweet.
A little fruity, a little sweet. Little zesty,
like how Kyle likes it.
Yeah, just how I like it. Little fruity, little zesty. That guy you was asking me about, Brad Graham. SF Niners. He's a former player, right?
I think he's more of a college.
Yeah, but
high school.
I remember last year because you know me, bro. Like I always say, like people might remember me saying something. Like I think I've said something about him on here, where like I said, sometimes the way he reports. Like if he puts something out there that doesn't get like he started getting like a lot more recognition these past like 2 years, I want to say. But like he would put his own shit out there, and then like I would say when it get picked up, like as if it was his like credit to him, and then like he would be like oh, I would appreciate credit for that, like, and I'd be like, man, this dude's coming off kind of like oh, you know, like petty, you know, and I used to be like, that makes me not like him, you know, like why does it matter so much to you that you were the first one to think of that, or like, you know. And I'm like, I guess that's what we started this whole podcast about. Damn, bro, you wasn't playing about when you hooked up with her? I know, because whenever I fuck and I don't wash, you be over here smelling my balls.
All right, bro, you bugging.
Well, I mean, he smells ass too, just to say hi. People walk in, first thing he does is smell ass.
You got ass on your dick?
Yeah.
What's his name? Epstein?
He kind of looks like him, but
Who?
The guy that fuck.
You're too much sometimes, bro. Are you like this at work?
I can see him over there with the pipe stack. I'm checking the holes.
They're like, hey, Cortez, have you seen Gary? He's like, yeah, he's over there in the bathroom. We're just kind of fucking him in the ass. Yeah,
I take a pipe to the bathroom when the pond is winning, put some glue on it,
and go to the picture here. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, it was a great experience outside of the 49ers losing. But honestly, me and him talked about that, bro. Like, I don't think we really. A lot of people told us that you guys are going to a losing game. Like, yeah, me and him, like we did, like there is.
But like, it was more of you guys kind of like just to like get it, like expand your fan base.
Well, he's been plenty. And
then like you've never been to a football.
I did, yeah. But what I was gonna say is like to me, like I kind of documented what it's like to really be a fan.
Yeah.
Like I got hella content for that game, bro. Like, and I always say like we are delusional fans. That sometimes, like even though we sit here and talk shit, like we're pissed, bro. Like we're gonna get into it. Like,
I tell you I'm going to the game
tomorrow. Yeah. So he's going again.
Oh, you're going again?
Yeah. So, but dude, like, yeah. So like, I was hella dead set on like, oh, we should do a pod, you know, like, catch up on this week, but with my new work, you know, adjusting to work, like, I was pretty tired this week, so I was like, all right, once I get get it down. Like it's gonna be fun to get back into it, but we didn't really get to react to that game. Bro, I don't know how he. This dude's a hero, bro. I don't know how he made it back. I was like this in that first seat. Right back, bro. We got it how early? We got up here at 6.
And y'all was sipping that like
Sugar. We started sipping Hennessy. Right, we got there like at 9:45.
It's customary to have Hennessy.
Did we finish that bottle? Did that bottle finish?
that bottle finished you.
Pretty much.
I think it was done.
I did all my drinking early though from the tailgate.
Yeah. Yeah, we only had like one beer inside.
You got to drink a beer inside?
Yeah, remember we got one when we first walked in?
You don't even remember.
Long day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were there. Well, fucking right.
There's this
The
one.
game didn't start till like this.
There's this one.
I got up probably about 4 just to start getting shit ready.
Yeah.
I took
What the fuck?
Yeah.
the grill and everything. I wanted to make sure we had it. And I still forgot shit.
Yeah. I forgot the table.
But it was legit. It was still cool, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then,
Some dude came up, started handing out flyers, and it was like Trumpet Day or something. He was trying to promote.
but he was a Biden and Harris.
Yeah, he was a Biden Harris fan, and I knew it. And so he started talking about Trumpet. I go, oh, you spelled it wrong. He's like, what do you mean? Well, yeah, you put an ET on it. And he's just like looking at me all confused. And then,
Oh, trumpet?
yeah, later on, we're sitting there talking, and he says something about, I say something about Trump. He goes, well, how do you feel about him? I fucking love him. How do you feel? And he goes, I forget what he said. He's like, oh, I can't stand him or something like
He was
that.
trying to say it like he was
I
like,
kind of hate people. I kind of have the same experience. Not that long ago, when I went to dinner with my family, I kind of felt
oh yeah.
like I was waiting for the bathroom because I was waiting for my grandma to come out, and then some guy walks up and he's like I tell him like, oh, like come in the bathroom, and then he looks at me and goes, he's like, I don't know why they have separate gender bathrooms. I'm like, to keep it separated. And he's like, I don't know. To me, that's just weird. And he walks into the female's bathroom.
Yeah, some dude just really wanted to voice his political
Yeah.
opinion at a
I
fucking
think that's weird.
at an Italian restaurant. You know what I mean? Like that is hella weird, bro. I don't understand that. You guys seen
But I mean,
Trump just went on Joe Rogan?
yeah, I just
Oh,
watched it.
really?
For
But I
3
mean,
hours,
Hold
bro.
on,
Yeah.
to counter off that, I've been to like plenty of events, Kings games, Niner games, where you are anywhere you go, you know the girls' bathrooms already got lines. Where the
Yeah.
girls are waiting.
Yeah.
So where the girls are like, fuck it, I'm going to the guys' bathroom. And you'll be in there pissing, and you'll see a couple girls walk out of
Yeah.
the stall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for that dude doing it, I could give a fuck about the multi-sex bathroom. You know,
Yeah.
keep it individual, but him walking, that's whatever.
Yeah.
As long as there was no little girls in there or anything, you know, no kids. Were they individual bathrooms?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, but like he was just trying to bring it up. He's like, why do you think they have separate bathrooms? I'm like, I don't know.
because you got separate sexes.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
said.
Someone just literally looking to have like a political
Yeah, and he was like,
argument.
they shouldn't have separate bathrooms. I'm like,
Well, cut your dick up then.
yeah, I'm like, I don't know what you're trying to say. You know?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Because, you know, I've had an experience where when I'm with Alyssa, with my daughter, and it's a shared bathroom. You see some of the dudes coming out of there, and you're like, I tell my daughter, like, you're not using that bathroom. You know what I mean? Like, you see tweakers in there, like, you know, it's like, hell no, bro, what the fuck? And like, that's what those people don't understand.
And like, then some people have like no respect for like public bathrooms as well. Teenagers as well. They like do crazy shit.
If I'm ever in public and I really need to take a shit, I'm trying to find like a Target.
I never take a shit.
Dude, no, I mean, I really try not to.
Well,
but
like
if I'm
depending,
I really have to.
depends, like what
Targets
store
are pretty clean.
specifically.
I don't think Starbucks is that clean. I don't think people, I
I don't
honestly,
think at Target, bro, they pay for you. Like sometimes there's workers out
Yeah.
there. As well.
you know, some real shit. I think deep down inside, I don't think anybody respects Starbucks, bro. I think people, they're just in there like, you know, fuck Starbucks, give me my coffee, like, you know.
And they,
People
like,
go
shit
there to
on the
use the
wall.
bathroom, yeah, it's just nasty as fuck. Fuck Starbucks.
I'm just over here like fucking wondering what you guys.
Oh yeah. Anyways, all right. No, hey. So what? Wait, before I get more,
when you watch this bag, you're gonna see. I'm just over here like,
well, before I get into
what are
it,
they talking about?
before I move on to more Niner shit, yeah, dude, Trump going on Rogan. It came out yesterday. I woke
What
up.
went on yesterday?
Yeah, and I woke up like I couldn't sleep. Right, I'm like, oh shit, Trump went on Rogan.
2.5 hours.
I said almost 3. I got through like the first 15 minutes, bro. Like Trump and Trump is not like he doesn't do it to be disrespectful, but you know how he like the way he like hella like elaborates on shit.
Well, he explained why he did it.
Yeah,
if you watched it,
like how I did the podcast.
No, he explains like they were talking, and he goes, a good talker will keep you interested.
Yeah.
He goes, that's why I veer off to so many different points. He goes, but I always stray back to the topic.
Yeah, and I think Joe wrote like because I'm still like really early into the pod. I think maybe Joe's still kind of being like he doesn't want to overstep. But his like first question is like,
Joe told him, he's like, hey, because they were at the first like 15 minutes, he's just talking about like leading up to the election and the candidates.
He asked him, he goes, what was it like
going in the White House?
Yeah,
and then he started like talking.
He starts going like the White House is beautiful, and Joe's like, no, okay, I get that. He's like, but like, because if I'm a long time listener of Joe Rogan, he always like said, if you ever got a chance to talk to Trump, he was gonna ask him about the alien shit. So remember when Trump first got elected, he said he was gonna tell us about the aliens.
Then he went into it.
And then when he got in there, he's just like, if you knew what I knew, you wouldn't want to know. And he never released it or whatever.
But what I was getting at is when he asked him about how the White House is, he was just kind of like explaining all the leaders. He goes, no, forget all that. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
What leads up to it. Let's talk about
the real shit.
The day one in the White House.
So he was trying to get him to like talk more about it without asking him directly. Like, and I haven't got that far in. I'm only like maybe 25, 30 minutes in. But it's an interesting pod, bro.
I thought this was a football page, bro.
It is. We're gonna get into that. But it's the 49 problems, bro.
If you thought that, why you bring up your gay shit? You're male stripper for gay bars, and you suck the cop's dick and he arrested you.
And you see how he did that right now? He's all like, "Oh, yeah, that's the Jalen Ramsey interview." He's like, "What did he say?" He's like, "Who mad? Who mad?" He's like, "I strapped him up. I strapped him up, bro." See, you can't see it on camera. All right, Cortez, you haven't been here for a while. I don't know if you're up on the 49ers news, but I know you know we currently suck this year. So like I was saying earlier, I didn't really go into we make content, we post predictions and shit, and sometimes we are at the most like we're usually mostly like supportive of the team. But leading up to a lot of these games, and then in our preseason pick, going into the Chiefs game, me and him both said that we were going to lose. Yeah. We said we didn't want to lose this game. We didn't want to win this game. We're like, it's a slap in our face. We're supposed to win the fucking Super Bowl. Like, how are we going to beat the Chiefs?
And it was the first game back.
No. Oh, against them. Yeah, against the Chiefs. But, like, that was my initial take, right? Was like, I was like, I didn't want to win it because I don't want, we should have won the Super Bowl. It's like, what's the regular season game going to do to us? Yeah. But then circumstances, I'm like, now it's a must-win game. Yeah. And I was at the point where I'm like, bro, if we lost last week, then I think this locker room is going to start.
That's like the third or fourth loss in a row against the Chiefs, actually. Fifth?
Yeah. Yeah, so to right now, so the Niners...
But it's nothing compared to what the Raiders lost.
They haven't beat them at all.
The Raiders just always lose.
No, the Raiders are not doing too well right now.
They're not doing that.
Fucking...
Bringing that up, it's Cortez.
Devontae Adams got traded from one
Raider fan
losing team to another losing team.
He's a Raider fan.
I saw that. You went to
so you guys may have picked up on it, but Cortez is in transition right now.
Yeah,
he's transitioning.
He's been transitioning for a while. Yeah,
he's still a Raider fan, but he's transitioning to an. I'm not talking about your other transition, bro. That's still your secret, bro.
Oh, you don't want to know what I learned? And I wanted to bring this up. You could keep talking about Cortez's transition.
Yeah, he's in the process of transitioning from a Raider fan to a Niner fan. That's why he's our unpaid intern. Once he becomes a full-fledged Niner fan, he might get $1 raise. $1 raise, bro.
How do I get in? Do I have to use some baby oil? Or?
Yeah, it's all Diddy experiments. You seen that swing outside? Nah. So one of those things that I just I kind of like to get into with you, right? It's like we talk about like what it is to be a fan, like fan experience, like kind of like the lineage, like origins of becoming a fan. Like everyone's, because there's a lot of casuals out there. Like some people just are like bandwagons, you know, like the Niners are good. You see LeBron James do it last year. Hey, he made a video like
a lot of people have been hating on LeBron James and his son Bronny because like they're like saying, oh, like someone hurt Bronny, and then they're like, oh, like
This is a football pod.
Well, he brought up LeBron time.
no, I was gonna say no. But LeBron last year, he made a funny video where he was like, everyone's riding with the Cowboys. He's like, not me. San Francisco 49ers, LeBron James, like he does that shit.
But he was a Cowboy fan like a few years
for a minute, yeah. Yeah, so he's just a bandwagon motherfucker too. But like one thing that I just recently found out, and I was like, yeah, I never fucking knew that. I didn't realize that. The reason why like Steve Young is still so attached to the team, and he does that one weekly fucking show with KMBR. Like he came out this week, kind of speaking on the offense and shit, like and not in really good terms as well. So a lot of people were like just kind of talking about what he said, but I didn't know that. I knew Steve Young retired as a 49er. I didn't know that Joe Montana never did. No, he didn't.
Retired at Kansas City.
Yeah. And I was like, holy shit, bro, after all that, like, setting that standard, like, I talk about that a lot, the dynasty setting that standard. We need that, compare that to the Shanahan.
But there was some resentment with when Montana left.
Yeah, because it was like the whole QB controversy with him and Young, and then they traded him, right?
Well, yeah, because he got hurt. He hurt his elbow. He had surgery. Young stepped in and fucking held it down. And Montana came back, and they kind of like, he's never going to be the same. His elbow ain't going to be the same. So
yeah,
they kind of banked on him not being the same.
Yeah,
and traded him to Kansas City.
Yeah, I just thought that was like something that I never knew. Being a fucking longtime fan, I was like, I just realized that this fool never fucking retired as a 49er. You know what I mean?
Still the 49er all-time great.
Oh yeah,
he's a GOAT.
So he technically retired as a Kansas City, like that was the last team he played with.
I think it was Kansas City. I don't think he left Kansas City for anything.
Yeah, I don't think he ever played with just those two teams. Yeah. But again, so just to bring it back to that, Kansas City.
Still the all-time great.
What a weird situation, huh? Motherfucker gets traded to Kansas City, and then fast forward 25 years later, and they're the biggest thing holding us back from the Super Bowl fucking twice already.
Alex Smith did too.
Yeah, Alex Smith. He was the first one to successfully do that little offense with Andy Reid over there. And then he got hurt, and then here comes Mahomes. How many it's weird ass coincidences like that with people in the NFL?
I just don't like the new rules they came up with.
Like what?
Like you can't physically contact the QB and shit like that.
What do you mean?
Like it's more of a penalty.
Oh, how they protect them?
Yeah. I think that's kind of stupid because it's like, isn't that the whole general idea of football? You know what I mean? It's like protect yourself at all costs. You know what I mean?
The thing is a lot of these quarterbacks have become like the face of the NFL.
Yeah.
So the NFL does everything it can to protect its product. And that's like also reflective in their contracts.
And what was the other thing? I think it was the kicking. I don't know what it was.
Oh, that new kicking. Yeah, a lot of people don't like it.
Yeah, that one was kind of dumb too.
It's like they choose some of these things. It's called the competition committee, right? The NFL, they come up with these ideas to make certain like parts of the game more competitive, I guess, more entertaining.
But it's not even more entertaining. It's more like
because a lot of the coaches are just saying kick it into the end zone.
Yeah, right. It's like turning into a little kids game, like dead ass. Like this shit's not even football. Like like it used to be like grown men physically like hitting each other. Now it's just like like you can't even hit the QB no more. It's like, are you dead ass?
Yeah, and then now when you do see like a decent hit, everyone's like, "Oh my god!" Like bro, that used to be like every fucking play.
Yeah,
bro.
God, like that used to be the lightest hit.
Yeah, but so all right, again, right? I talked to you about it earlier. I was watching that game. I'm there live. We got a pretty good view, right? Like a top down view. And there was a lot of plays, bro, where you just see the Niners are not getting open, like Brock Purdy under pressure. And there was points in that game where it's like the Niners were making plays, right? Defense. A debate I had with someone this week was, after every loss, it's one of the debates, like who's at fault for this loss, right? And ultimately, right, like I always say, after 8 years, it's gonna boil down to coaching, right? Yeah. That's exactly that's any team. That's any team, right? Like, but this particular
it's the coach's team.
And in this particular game, Brock Purdy had 2 opportunities to take a lead, and he turned the ball over. And so to me, I'm like, so in this game, like this was a game you like as a like regardless of being a fan, but like just a football observer, like you should be able to call the facts of the game. And it's like, but like when you're a 49er fan, 49er fans like that. They're like so the dudes were like, oh, the defense lost this game for us, and I'm like, oh, so the defense that got 2 interceptions on Mahomes is lost this game versus the guy that threw 3 interceptions on the offense. Like that doesn't make no sense to me. And then I constantly have people telling me I don't know football all week, but I was there, bro. That fucking Kyle Shanahan was outcoached once again, as in all 4 of these other losses. And even some of these wins have been close. They haven't been like outright dominant, you know. The fucking 49ers have banged the fuck up. Ray, you're going to the game tomorrow. What are your thoughts right now? Sitting at 3-4. Let me see. So most of these losses have been.
We'll be 500.
That's the overwhelming consensus, I would say, for the fan base. And how many times have we been sitting in that position? Though we've said it's a must-win game. It's an easy win.
It's not that it's a must-win game.
You don't think it is at this point?
No, I've given up hope on our season as far as Super Bowl and.
Oh, okay. So
you know what I mean? So
yeah.
I don't think anything's a must-win anymore.
Okay, but let's say you're a delusional fan, and like let's say you're an employee of the 49 Problems, and I task you with like and you know, hey, I need you to tell the fan, like make them believe if there was an opportunity to get to the playoffs. You know, how do they do this? Yeah, like, how do they do that? Is that makes this a must-win game,
they
right?
They just got to win every game is a must-win from here on out.
Yeah,
if that's the case. I mean, the playoffs are still within reach. You know what I mean? We just got to win out our division, the NFC West,
and it's not outside of the realm of possibility.
No, it's not. I just making the playoffs is false hope. I don't think we're going to make the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like we're just going to be one of those mediocre teams that scoots into the playoffs and might make it past the first round. But as far as like Super Bowl window or whatever, I think that window closed.
Yeah. Okay, so that was my take going into
with the outcome of tomorrow. I think it's going to be a win. I think we got Dallas's number. We've had it for the past few years. You know what I mean? Last year I was at that game too. DK Metcalf got kicked out of the game.
Yeah,
I think he threw a punch at Warner or something like that.
Oh, Greenlaw maybe. Oh no, no. Yeah.
I think I got a video of it somewhere.
But okay, but that's not what we're the fans, right?
It was Warner.
So we're fans, right? We could do that. We could say that, right? Like we could say we don't believe in
it was Warner.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's easy for us to say we don't believe in their Super Bowl chances, right? But the organization, we seen, what was it? His dad came out to the field this week.
Oh, John York.
Yeah. So like the organization is not going to accept that, right? Like they still got a standard. They paid all these dudes this year with the intention of we're going to run it back.
I think that's why John York came out to the field. You know what? We dropped a lot of money on this team, and we ain't seeing the results that we expected. Again, I don't think we're going to see him this year, even though he came out. No, I think it's which brings me up to what I want to talk to you about. Shanahan.
Yeah,
I think this is more or less a must-win for his job, not for the team's sake.
Yeah, like who's got the bigger?
I think Shanahan's job's on the line at the end of the season. You know what I mean?
Last week, Brock Purdy was 217, fucking 3 touchdowns. You know what I mean? Like, or not 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. You know, like.
But also with that being said, I seen a couple names who they want to or who might be up to replace Shanahan, and it's Belichick and
Ben Johnson. Yeah, that's the one that Grant Cohn keeps throwing out there. Yeah, I want to get I want to talk about Shanahan too.
Detroit's offensive coordinator.
So okay,
to be the new offensive genius right now.
Yeah. He's been getting a lot of I guess he turned down the Washington job last year, and he stayed with Detroit for this season. So he's been getting a little recognition and shit. And I kind of wanted to get into that. So we're gonna go that way anyways. But like I was saying, like an example of the pressure being on Kyle Shanahan, right? Like I've seen a lot of people debating that this week. Is it on Brock or is it on Shanahan? And I feel like at this point, Brock has kind of won the fan base over, and they're looking at him like, this is also like not game to game. Is it going to be make or break for Brock? But it is going to be make or break for Kyle Shanahan. I just don't think they're going to cut this full mid-season.
I've been seeing a lot of reports of trade Brock before you have to pay Brock. You know what I mean? Like Brock ain't what
that'll never happen,
bro. To me, Brock's still a top 10 quarterback, if not a top 5 quarterback in the league. You know what I mean? Everybody has bad games. Every quarterback has a bad game. You know what I mean? Name one quarterback that ain't had a multiple interception game. You know what I mean? I think the reason I think we're going to win this game tomorrow is I think Brock's going to have a bounce back game.
You think he'll be the difference?
I just think he's going to have a bounce back game. Watch, he's probably going to be like, 25 for 30, 320 yards.
An efficient game.
Yeah.
But who's he going to throw the ball to?
Pearsall and Cowie.
Debo kind of playing with that, coming
I
back off
Kittle.
of that. They said Juwan Jennings down again.
I just seen a report. Tyreek Owens just got a Player of the Week.
Tyreek Owens?
Player of the Week. On the
before we get too far away from Shanahan, because Purdy and Shanahan was like one of the biggest discussions coming out of this Chiefs game. So in that Chiefs game, right? Another thing that you've seen was Trent Williams getting ejected. The Brandon Aiyuk games already. These are all This is all things that are going to affect Kyle Shanahan moving forward, right? Like,
so does Trent have to miss a game?
I don't think so. He just got fined. I seen he got fined, but I don't think he's going to miss a game. But the only reason I wanted to bring it up was because did you hear how after the game, when they let the media into the locker room, Shanahan shuffled over to Brock Purdy's locker room or locker. It's kind of like said he was kind of scolding him, and then Brock Purdy stood up and just was nodding his head. Said he was over there for about 5 minutes. And afterward, they asked Brock, and he was like, "Oh, we're just, talking about whatever we could, could have done differently, blah blah," like the general blanket statement that he likes to give, And everyone was like they hadn't seen Shanahan do something like that since Jimmy, where he does that in front of the press for everyone to see, And well, I've seen a lot of people hating on, not hating on Shanahan. I would say at least finally, bro, this is something I think you and I have called for. Where I'm like, dude, what the fuck's up with this shit? Bro, it seems like they never were talk about this fool's either where he fails as a coach or where he kind of oversteps.
No, the thing is they're holding him accountable now.
Yeah, now they are. Yeah, that was
the organization, the media, everybody. Before he got a pass, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he was the next great offensive genius. You know what I mean? He was the next Bill Walsh per se. George Seifert, you know what I mean? He was going to be that guy. And
I keep saying in hindsight, bro, I keep looking at it and I'm like one of the things going into this offseason after the Super Bowl, you and I think debated was the opening, the kind of going into I'm getting my wish. I asked for a heavier passing offense, but I'm not seeing what, it's not as successful as I thought it would be, but I also still don't think we had the personnel for it. You know what I mean? Still feel like we entered this season with a really small wide receiver group outside of Juwan Jennings, you know what I mean? And then that being banged up.
What other personnel do you want?
A weak offensive line.
You got 2 of the top 5 paid wide receivers.
But hey, we've learned that pay doesn't equal fucking value on the field. You know what I mean?
You got one of the hottest receivers coming up right now. Juwan Jennings.
Yeah, he's a beast.
You know what I mean? You got one of the hottest rookies that was in the draft.
Yeah.
In Cowing.
What do you mean by hottest?
Cowing was highly touted in coming.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Zessias Pearsall.
No, I don't swing Cortez's way. I look at the cheerleaders, not the players.
Hey, one of the things that
don't look at me like this. You give me that little fucking side eye winky.
Hey, so another thing I wanted to ask you if you caught this one, because this kind of goes because it revolves this all revolves around Shanahan, right? So going into the Chiefs game, I think that pod you and I did before, one of my things I was saying was that I felt like if Shanahan lost again to the Chiefs, he was going to start losing the team. So this was Pearsall's debut in this game, right? 3 catches for 27 yards or something like that.
I called it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
about 2-3 catch. Yeah, 30. Yeah, something like that.
I don't know how many targets. I think I said 3 to 5 targets, 3 catches.
After the game, he had his little press conference. They said he was up there for like about 8 minutes, talking about, he was open like about the shooting, coming back to football, the whole experience, right? Everyone said he was pouring his heart out. Nick Bosa was scheduled next to go up.
Had his headphones on.
He was looking at his phone.
They asked a question. He's like, "Oh, I didn't pay attention."
Yeah, and to me, and I know, like, again, right? Like you listen to, we probably have a lot of crossover in some of the stuff we listen to. So like I try not to let other people's opinions influence me, but to me, I've always felt like there was a rift, like a disconnect between the defense and the offense because of the fact that I do feel like Shanahan, even with the defensive coordinator, has always held the defense to that high. Like, he's put the defense in a position to win a lot of these games, right?
I don't think it's so much a rift as far as, what, those are Pearsall's questions, not Bosa's questions. Bosa had his own questions to answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why is the media asking Bosa about Pearsall? You just talked to Pearsall. You know what I mean? Like, you got the answer straight from the horse's mouth. Why are you asking the next guy?
Yeah.
Talk to Bosa about Bosa.
I just remember they asked him like something, how he felt, and he's like, hearing Ricky up here, like, did it make you, or how do you, whatever. And he was like, honestly, I wasn't paying attention, but he's a good kid, and that, like, the fact that Bosa was on the phone, like, okay, maybe he was reading, family, whatever, right? But there was another thing that Shanahan said this week, right? In that Chiefs game, we seen Mustafa get trucked by fucking Mahomes in the end zone. And
bro, I can't believe I seen that.
Bro, we seen that live, bro. That shit was, it happens, bro. But he's a beast. He's
bro.
Still, yeah.
So
welcome to the league, rookie.
Yeah. I mean,
you watched it. We could watch it develop. It's just, that shit is like a whole different experience.
Been to a lot of games, bro. I've seen, the pick at the stick too. I've seen Bowman get the pick and break his leg. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be right next to that. Memory is gonna be right next to that.
Especially like the more we see him play,
watching Mustafa get trucked by Mahomes.
So they brought it up this week. They asked Shanahan. Shanahan mentioned the fact that the players have to deal with social media. He's like, I personally don't. So that guy was like, oh, but that really like hit like I wrote it down in my notes. I said I want to make sure I talk about this. The fact that the players are really social. We know they're tied to the social media. Debo, Aiyuk, they're all on Instagram, like they're all on Twitter. So the comments that you and I see, they're seeing. So they're more in touch with the fan base, and they have a coach who at least admitted, at least to the media, general media, that says that he's not on social media, right? So it's not like Matt Mayoko is out there telling Shanahan like, oh, bro, you got to see the comments on Instagram. Yeah, I don't think the players are going to go to Shanahan and be like, hey, you got to see these comments on Instagram, So for the most part, like, I feel like...
I think he gets fed, like, a little bit of, maybe a printout of it or something,
But, so again, right, like I said, hey, if we lose to the Chiefs, he might... There's, already maybe some fractures in the locker room. Like, maybe there's going to start furthering those, saying that disconnect between him and the team. I thought he might full on lose the locker room after losing to the Chiefs the 5th time in a row,
I don't think he's lost the locker room. I don't think he's one bit. I don't think anybody doubts him in the locker room. I think he's losing the trust in the front office.
And you know who I've been?
Office is losing their trust in him. They're losing the faith.
You know who I've been hypercritical of this year, and I know you'll probably confirm it. I've been kind of hypercritical of Kittle because of his, his it's like he'll come out, make a big play, and then it's like, okay, he's not playing next week. You know what I mean? Like,
you got to remember, he's one of the oldest dudes on the team. He's one of the originals. I think he was.
Yeah. He was 2017. Same year.
Drafted.
Same year. They yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
But I think maybe last year, I don't know if you were in with me on this one, but I'm pretty sure I was saying like, dude, we should trade most of these. Trade Kittle now. Like, I was one of those guys, like, for sure at one point.
We were talking about getting, bartering them before, they weren't worth much.
And at this point, bro, like honestly, like I gotta say, he's been the most consistent offensive player I think this year so far. Next to Brock Purdy, next to Jordan Mason, probably those top three for sure. You know, unfortunate for Brandon Aiyuk, fucking out for the season. Another, you know, again, you said Tariq Owens, maybe getting some movement, but at this point, it looks like the starting three tomorrow is, like you said, Debo, Cowing, and Pearsall.
I thought I seen something about JJ coming back too.
Because I think Conley was banged up already too. But yeah, dude. Just a quick, shout out to that whole fucking situation. You know what I mean? Mustafa, like, that's just rookie shit, bro. You're gonna deal with shit like that. But yeah, I really do think that there's a fracture in that regard. Further losses would, like, I think only strengthen that. And my only fear for this year, bro, in regards to Shanahan, right, is that with all these injuries, he's gonna get a pass from the fan, like an overwhelming pass from the general fan base. And it seems like the Yorks have been really patient with him. They gave him an extension last year, so we know it's not up. And with all these injuries, I feel like they're gonna give him a pass, and we're gonna deal with this all over again next year because they didn't really rebuild for next year either. And it's not like these rookies are getting a lot of playing time, but now they're probably going to because of the situation. You know what I mean?
See, I think the thing that's hurting us most without having Aiyuk or healthy Debo or a healthy wide receiver core is our offensive line. You know what I mean?
I think that's what. Oh, yeah. Okay, so another thing, right? And this leads me into my question for you for Brock Purdy. Like, you kind of said you believe Brock Purdy's at least in top 10. There's that debate is always gonna what's your name? You want some of this? I think that debate is gonna continue throughout this year. Are we gonna have to pay him? Is he worth 55, 60 million?
Okay, well, I've been seeing something. Who was it? I think what they're saying is, not paying him and letting him play, making him play his 5th-year option out.
Yeah.
And
they don't have no reason to
making him earn it. I think Minnesota did that with Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It worked out well for him. He's always gotten fucking paid.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is,
So, do you think he is a long-term solution though for us?
Yeah, I think he's our quarterback. I mean, he's the best option we've had since Jeff Garcia.
But you've also seen his limitations, and I was educated on more of this week, right?
We haven't seen his limitations. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say we've seen his ceiling.
Well,
we've seen mistakes he's made.
I think we've seen
other quarterbacks.
I think at this point, and Shanahan kind of alluded to this in one of his press conferences this week. I think we've seen his. I think we've seen his ceiling last year.
How?
Bro,
has he retired?
He's
done playing?
I mean,
he can still get better.
Yeah, no doubt, right? But here's the thing, though, right? We now know we have enough. Like,
there's not a ceiling for him yet.
No, but we've seen enough games to know that he thrives against zone defenses and struggles against man defenses because of his lack of arm talent, right? He's not very good at fitting the ball in tight spots. He's an anticipatory thrower.
Well, he can't practice against.
Oh no, he most definitely can.
Get better and be able to be.
He most definitely can, but he also has physical limitations, right? He's a little bit on the shorter side.
Still change.
Yeah, he's a little bit on the shorter side, right? But what is one of the things that's always made an elite?
Bro, you can't say the shorter.
I know. Okay, so let me get to that.
Yeah. Look at all these quarterbacks.
But he also fucks up. But that shit also holds him back, though. His size also holds him back.
Not every quarterback's 6'4", you know what I mean?
No.
6'6". Not everybody's Joe Flacco.
So I was gonna say that, right? Like Drew Brees, shorter quarterback, had one of the most successful careers in the NFL. So yeah, again, right? There's the potential that Brock Purdy can still grow and have another record-setting season. It might not be this season, but one of the things that sets a good quarterback from a great quarterback apart is his ability to take somebody in that, coming up in that roster and make him a weapon instead of relying, because those weapons aren't there for his disposal now, right?
But you've heard him say this past week that he don't have the ability to go up in the offense and audible.
Yeah,
so Shanahan's not trusting him enough, so he don't have the ability to take a mediocre player and make him great if he can't change the play and make that player.
Can you remember
target now?
Like one of the things that you and I were having discussions with people last week about during that little tailgate, like about Shanahan and stuff like that. And I was saying, like, I think Shanahan, obviously his system can get us to a point. And I was like, I feel like it's on Brock Purdy in the fourth quarters to start taking over these offenses and start. You got to take a shit?
Yeah, I'm gonna dig a hole right now.
Yeah, dig a hole and fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's getting on Brock Purdy to start taking over it. Like, and that's the fault in Shanahan's system, because if he's not allowing him to audible, bro, that's another knock on Shanahan that I feel like. And if that's the case, I would only be comfortable with them moving on with both of them. Like, obviously, right? Like, I'm with you. I do agree that Brock Purdy is the best option this offense has right now, that this team has.
He's not the best option this team. He's the best option half the teams have, bro.
Well, because like you said it earlier, they don't have to pay him though either. They could go hardball.
So
You know what I mean?
The thing with them paying him is you want to keep him happy. You don't want him to hold down or anything like that. But
Yeah.
I think in Brock Purdy's situation, he don't need the NFL money. He's already got fucking John Deere money, Ariel money. You know what I mean? He's got endorsement money that the NFL money, that's just more for bragging rights. Like, you know, I get paid more than Patrick Mahomes, or I get paid. You know, that's what it is. That's the quarterback pay is what puts them up in the top tier quarterbacks as far as the NFL goes.
I think that's the thing
and that's why he gets hated on, because he's still on he's getting 800,000 or something like that. I think whatever that is, you know, and he's putting up top 5 numbers, top 10 numbers.
Yeah.
But he's not making the money they are.
Okay.
So I think that's why he keeps getting hit, and that's why everybody's so critical on him not being an elite quarterback, or not, you know.
Yeah. So there's a good little debate we've had, because it keeps going. It's revolved around Shanahan and Brock. You were saying Brock, you know, he still have that? He should still be able to have the opportunity to develop and grow in certain areas, right? But there is something that's holding him back. Shanahan, right? So it's like, to me, bro, I'm like, so if they don't cut Shanahan loose, we're gonna get another year of this next year. You know what I mean? And yeah, maybe some of these guys will develop and they'll be a little bit more, you know, well-rounded as weapons, and we'll start seeing a more high-powered offense again.
Maybe Shanahan will develop that trust in Brock Purdy and let him audible, you know.
I don't know. I might be repeating myself already, but I was saying, I guess the only way I feel they could make a change and still keep Shanahan would be bringing in an offensive coordinator and taking away that power from him, and just making him the legit head coach. Let him focus on player personnel, player packages, the playbook, you know what I'm saying? And then let Brock Purdy start having his 4-minute offense, his 2-minute offense, his here's my turnover offense. Like, because we've seen that, right? How many times did the defense get a turnover and the offense failed to fucking do anything? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like most of the time it's because of Shanahan's play call. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, Shanahan has his play calling list, and he has so many plays that he calls on first down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then just for, like, he got plays for 3rd and long, 3rd and short.
I think it was just, but for me, right, it's more of his situational play calling. That's been the biggest debate this year. Complimentary football. You know what I mean? So, anyways, we didn't even really, you know, you and I are pretty diehard fans of this team. We get pretty, how would you say it, like, attached to some of the players. Brandon Aiyuk, one of our favorite players. We didn't officially get to do like our little, you know, reflection upon that. Tumultuous offseason just continued throughout this season. He didn't get to practice with the team, didn't have no camp with them, no preseason with them. Signed at the last minute. We seen it last year with Nick Bosa. You know, hopefully we don't see that with Brock Purdy. You know, maybe, you know, hopefully everything goes smoother on that front, whether they make it clear they're not going to pay him, or whether they make it clear they are going to pay him. Maybe he does do a team-friendly contract. But we've seen that this 49ers process of paying these dudes out, it's just doesn't seem to work out for either of them. You know what I mean? Like long term, we might not see the return on Brandon Aiyuk until fucking 2026 at this point. You know what I mean? They said that he might not even be able to play a beginning of the season next year.
Well, they said ACL, MCL, and other stuff.
Yeah. But I know you were a fan of him. I know you probably weren't like too happy with his production, but you also, I feel like you understood like he wasn't getting the targets at some of these games, you know. Yeah, I feel like you were a BA supporter like I was. I just wanted to shout him out in the pod, like in terms of. I also don't think that it's gonna hold us back because it wasn't like he was a factor this year either. You know, like whatever holding this offense back, it had nothing to do with BA and his contract. You know what I mean? There's deeper roots in that. Another thing I wanted to bring up was the Debo situation, him being sick, and the day before the rumors around that he was a potential trade deadline target.
You were on your conspiracy theory is he held.
Oh no.
Because
I wouldn't say it's mine. I can't take, but yeah. Did you see that one going around? Yeah. Hey, it's crazy how that shit goes around so fast, though. Huh?
After the game, he was reported you got admitted to the hospital with fluid in his lungs and pneumonia and stuff. So
so that was no joke. But motherfucker really went to the hospital. Some people get like too cringe with it, where they're like posting videos, like, I just want to wish you, like, bro, he's never gonna see this video. You know what I mean? Like, no offense, bro. You know what I mean? But yeah, but he's supposedly better. Again, dude, I get pneumonia. I'm probably not going back to work for like a month. You know what I mean? Like, he's back at work this week, so you guys will probably see him play tomorrow. He'll probably be the star. Last year, George Kittle had, 3 touchdowns against the Cowboys?
Oh, yeah. Wore the fuck the Cowboys.
Wore the fuck Dallas t-shirt.
Got fined $15,000. Said he'd do it again.
But, so, whether or not, conspiracy theory or not, you and I...
Cowboys.
No. So, we were talking about you and I might not, at this point, say the 49ers are going to the Super Bowl or they have a chance to win a Super Bowl. But the organization's not going to accept that, right? Like, they still have their sights set on the Super Bowl window, right? Do you think the 49ers might make a trade? Do you think Debo is someone they would look to ship off because his offense hasn't really clicked like on anything? Do you think wide receiver is a target? Are you leaning more on defense? Like,
I've seen a lot of Cooper Kupp.
Nah, bro, I don't think that. I don't know.
I've seen a lot of Cooper Kupp.
I see that too, but I don't see how that would like. I don't know though.
I mean, he's consistent. He's
big.
Take him being a Ram out of it.
Take what?
Take him being on the Rams out of it.
Take his Ram out of it?
You know what I mean? Say we were getting him from the Browns with his numbers that he puts up. Would you be excited to get him? Right now, it's like, he's on the Rams. Rams are a rival, so it's kind of more. It's diluted.
So
let's take from Brown, somebody that ain't even in our division.
Well, where did Amari Cooper go? To the Bills?
Yeah.
Bro, that would have been Amari Cooper's a beast, bro. But okay, so we're not experts.
But I don't think Amari Cooper would have helped our offense.
Well, how much in what regard though? Like, what is the bigger factor between? Like, what makes the bigger difference?
Amari Cooper don't go across the middle. Cooper cut that. Amari Cooper straight on the outside.
But we have guys in
Brock
across the middle.
But Brock Purdy ain't got the time to fucking let a receiver get downfield to unleash it, bro.
They were saying,
how is Amari Cooper going to make the difference where Cooper Kupp going across the middle?
Well, I think that's
he's a big receiver.
Well, I think that's what was holding Brandon Aiyuk back a lot this year. I think I said that a few times this year was he doesn't have the time to run it because he's running most of the deeper routes. But we have guys go across the middle. We have Debo and Kittle already. You know what I mean? So they're not. We have Juwan Jennings.
But Debo, we don't send Debo across the middle. We keep Debo.
Even Pearsall.
Pearsall's only played in one game. You can't say you can't throw Pearsall.
No. There. Well, I was bringing it up because I heard them talking about it this week. Another thing they asked Shanahan about was Pearsall, like in college, but he ran more outside, and they were like saying like it seems like maybe you're using him more as a slot receiver, and they were like, is he limited? And he said no, like Pearsall can run every route in the route sheet. So it's just like he says it's based on personnel. He's like there was like a next man up thing too with Debo being sick and like all that. And then Brandon Aiyuk got hurt in that game. So like like again, right? Like I know I've been hating on Pearsall. Like I talk a lot of shit about him being zesty as fuck, but fucking dude's been through a crazy experience. You know what I mean? And he stepped up last week, and we shout out every other player that steps up. So I'm not gonna take that away from him. You know what I mean? So he might win me over. But I also feel like this team doesn't need another dancer. I've been saying that all week. Like he's one of those guys. He wants to come out dancing with Debo and Trent. And, I mean, I just feel like we haven't earned that. You know what I mean? Like he didn't stop dancing and shit. But I don't know. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to that.
Nah, yeah. I feel like an old man.
We can't throw Ricky in any conversations here. We don't know what he's got.
True.
You can't
Yeah,
judge it off one day.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
They need an answer right now, and you can't say Ricky's the answer or he's not the answer. You got to go out and Cooper Kupp's the big one I've been hearing.
So would you be comfortable with let's just say like me and you go to the game tomorrow, whether or not 49ers win or lose, right? They win, they're 4-4. They could still be last in the division. It just depends on how the fucking week plays out. They lose, whatever, they're 3-5 going into the bye week. Trade deadline's November 5th. Bam, Debo gets traded. Me and you are texting each other like, what the fuck? Debo's traded. Are you comfortable with, BA's out for the season? So are you comfortable with Kittle, Jawan, Pearsall, Cowing? Obviously, you got Tariq Owens coming off the practice squad. You still got Conley out there. You still got Ronnie Bell with his fucking butterfingers. Maybe there is a potential getting rid of Debo and bringing in somebody else, Cooper. You know what I mean? But even if they don't bring in a wide receiver, are you comfortable with that wide receiver group right now? Jawan, Pearsall, Cowing.
They're all proven. I mean, except for Pearsall, but
Cowing's been doing his thing, bro. He had a couple good plays last week too, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I
just don't like his number. Why did you take Debo's number, your old number? Me and you both took a drink at that. I asked a question and we were both like, why did I make that noise?
Here's the thing, bro. Most teams have one top wide receiver and a mediocre number 2.
Yeah.
Not too many teams have 2 dope-ass receivers. And if they do, you could see they're one of the elite teams in the league. Bro, we just happened to fucking get...
Oh, man.
Debo, Jawan, and Aiyuk. So now that they're hurt, we still got Debo. You know what I mean? And who knows? Jawan might be back.
Yeah. Jawan will come back. He'll be back eventually. I don't think it's, I know he sat out this week, so they're probably just playing a little bit safe with him. Maybe leading into that bye week. Obviously, we can transition.
Into a pause.
Shout out Cortez. You need a pause? Piss pause?
Pause what?
This fatty.
Sprayed the water hose. Like, get away, you fucking dirty dog.
Ray, have you seen this video right here?
You're recording again?
Yeah, but have you seen this video?
I got that same thing.
And that's how you gotta hit your tries, bro. Yeah, that's how
I just took a fat shit on a small toilet, and I wanted to remind you that you can do hard things. I just took a fat shit.
I just took a fat shit in a small toilet, and that can remind you can do hard things. So, Ray, we were going to transition, no Diddy, into the Dallas game. NFC, you said predict the 49ers will win, get back to 400. 500. Because I was thinking 4-4. But
you think about YG?
400. But so I was looking at the playoff landscape, right? And again, right, I'm imagining like obviously you're Kyle Shanahan, you're not telling a team like, hey, we don't have a chance. You're telling them like we gotta turn this shit around. So you got an NFC opponent coming up in Dallas.
I don't think Shanahan told him that. I think John York did.
Oh, he came out and told Shanahan.
Jed York's dad.
Definitely. Somebody came out. Cortez. But Dallas at 3-4. SF's at 3-4. SF. Sucker free. They're at 3-4. It's an NFC championship game. It's a fucking NFC, potential matchup. But after that, what makes this game important, not only being NFC, right, is after that, 49ers get a bye week. Come out of that bye week, they have Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay is another NFC team who, more likely than not, is going to win their division, which
one
means...
of the top NFC teams.
Yeah, so which means what? If the 49ers don't win their division, they probably have to be a wild card round, might have to play Tampa Bay at the playoff.
That's what I'm saying. If the Niners do make the playoffs, it's going to be a wild card.
It's not going to be easy going either. No. But you know what?
That's why I said, they might make the playoffs. The Super Bowl's out.
Yeah.
And they're going to make the playoffs. If anything, they'll go to the second round.
You were talking about, wide receiver duos. Like how many teams have badass wide receiver duos? Tampa Bay was one of them, but they both just got hurt this week. So I know it's 2 weeks out, I'm kind of looking ahead, but I was just saying in terms of like the playoff landscape, like you got 2 games coming up, and they're both NFC playoff implications. So the 49ers, their destiny is in their hands. Like they could technically turn it around, so to speak. If I was the coach, that's what I'd be coaching and preaching.
You got with the Baltimore Browns.
The what? Baltimore Browns? What's that?
Baltimore.
What do you mean though? Why you win? Oh, who do I got? Baltimore. Jameis Winston's supposed to start though, right?
What do you think between Colts and Texans?
Colts and Texans. I'm gonna go Texans. CJ Stroud, as long as he's playing. I think he's
Green Bay and.
Ooh, I'm going Green Bay on that one. Green Bay over Jacksonville.
Miami and Arizona.
Miami, Tua's back.
Is he?
Yeah, he's gonna get a concussion again.
Jets in New England. Jets. Tampa Bay and Atlanta.
Hold on.
All right, bro, nigga here.
Hey, have you guys ever seen that? You guys seen that? The post about that chick with Down syndrome that became the first lawyer in America or some shit. She's got Down syndrome.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen that shit? I'm like, imagine, bro. Like you get pulled over. Like you go to court for some dumb shit, bro. Like they're like, here's your lawyer. And then I seen another one where they were like, hey, I knew I was cooked when my lawyer said, sir, my client can't be a liar. If he was, his pants would be on fire right now. What the fuck, bro? Okay, what was the next one? You got
Falcons and Tampa Bay.
Shit with Falcons with Tampa Bay being banged up, I'm probably gonna lean on the Falcons with that one.
Like the Bears,
Washington.
You took Washington.
I'm going Washington on that one, yeah. Jaden Daniels is a beast, bro. And they got Samuel Womack.
Been a beast too, though.
Fuck USC, bro. I'm going Washington.
Saints, Chargers.
I'm going Chargers on that one. Jim Harbaugh, baby. Who got it better than us? Nobody.
Bills, Seattle.
Seattle. Bills. The Bills.
Eagles, Bengals.
Bengals. Joe Burrow's on fucking fire this year, bro.
No, he ain't.
Yeah, he is. Check his numbers, bro.
I win Eagles.
Shh, bro. That's the one you're gonna regret. We're gonna be like, fuck, I should have listened to Kyle on that one.
Broncos, Jaguar or Panthers.
Bronx.
KC, Oakland.
Kansas
KC,
City.
Vegas.
Kansas City.
SF, Dallas.
Dallas.
New York and Steelers.
New York and Steelers. I'm going Steelers on that one.
Giants and Steelers.
Oh, yeah. Steelers all day. Is that prime time? I don't know how the Giants get prime time game. Where were we? Oh, okay. So, yeah, bro. Do you have an official prediction for tomorrow, though? You said you think the Niners are going to win?
Yeah.
You said that last week. Bro, how fucking terrible would it be to lose to Mike McCarthy, bro? That fool's a terrible coach.
Yeah, they want to get rid of him.
I thought they were going to fire him last year. That's one of the things, bro, I'd be tripping out about the NFL. I'm like, bro, you for sure, like, I feel like fucking coaches used to get fired left and right. And then the only coaches they fire now are the black coaches. You think they should be afraid to fire the black coaches, bro? It's just, shit blows my mind sometimes. Too bad I never taught Coach how to roll a blunt. Bro, one day we're going to have all the cameras and you're going to be sitting behind the computer and typing.
You don't want to teach me.
But it's hard right now because I only have this camera. Yeah. You know Dallas is coming off their bye week too?
Yeah.
But hey, so if they do win this one and they go into that bye week, what is your expectations coming out of that bye week? You think we win in Tampa Bay too? Like, you think we can go on a little run? You want to pull up the schedule real quick, or are you done placing your picks? Because we see how many times have we seen the 49ers be in a situation like this and then go on a winning streak? Especially coming out of a bye week. Speaking of buys, Cortez, what do you think of Kamala Harris?
I mean, it's just another president election, you know what I mean?
There's
Same shit.
Shut up, Cortez.
The other day,
He wasn't serious. He was just trying to fill time while I was pulling that up.
The other day, Cortez.
You want to suck your dick, huh?
Hey, the other day, me and my girl, we went to the Pumpkin Patch. But we went a couple years ago during COVID, and I remember being like, oh shit, like nobody's wearing masks out here. Like I was tripping, right? Like, and I was telling her, like, that's back when I was a white for Harris. Okay, so
Still are white.
coming out of the bye week, they got Tampa Bay with the retro look. So it's so Dallas, bye week 10, Tampa Bay, situationally again, 2 NFC opponents. You're looking at that like that's the ideal situation to get ahead in the NFC. You got Seattle, who we've already beaten. Seattle, ready to take over. Seattle, who we've already beaten. So that would put us at a 3-game winning streak if we win all those.
If we win,
that would put us at what, 6-4?
Then we go into Green Bay.
What do you think about that right now? I know you and I had some. I
don't think Jordan Love's.
He was banged up, came back off an injury,
but I don't think he's the next great thing for Green Bay.
You don't think so?
Nah, he's a bridge quarterback.
A lot of people compare him to Brock Purdy.
Frills? Man, he set the bench for 5 years behind Aaron Rodgers.
But they were in the playoffs last year. They're competing in their division.
Oh, he's a good quarterback. I'm not saying he's trash. He's just a bridge quarterback. He ain't the answer.
He's a dynamic quarterback compared to, well, I was going to say compared to.
Bro, look, any black quarterback they say is dynamic.
So you're saying I'm being stereotypical?
No,
they're stereotyping the blacks right
now?
They're
stereotypical. You're just following their stereotypes. Not all black quarterbacks are dynamic.
Are you saying, what if I just like had this realization, like, holy shit, I'm racist? No, just like that.
But not all black.
What do you mean?
Look at
Michael Vick, Donovan McNabb.
He wasn't very dynamic. You know, I mean, he wasn't very vocal. He was,
but he was a bulky, no?
Yeah, but still, he was black. He was. They try to put him in the same thing as a mobile quarterback, you know. But he's not, you know what I mean. He was more of a fucking sit back in the pocket. Look at Jamarcus Russell. He was never aerodynamic. His arm was aerodynamic, not him.
Yeah, that's true. But
they just try to throw the skin color.
Yeah,
and they play that race card by doing that.
Yeah, but I just to highlight again, they're a competitive team. Looks like that might be Thanksgiving weekend. I don't know if that's Thanksgiving Day. Green Bay usually plays on. Oh, no, that's Detroit, Dallas,
Washington, Dallas, Detroit.
But they were in the playoffs, so
I think we might have Thanksgiving.
We did a
couple
years ago or last year, I think. I guess Seattle. But then the big one, right? Well, especially right. So we're in Green Bay though, so that's tricky, bro. And then it's late in November. I don't know if it's gonna be snowing yet, but it's gonna be cold. That's for sure. But then look at where we're at a week later, fucking December 1st, bro. There might be snowing in Buffalo. Another quarterback that's on fire, Josh Allen.
Bro, straight game.
This kid's looking at me like
you can't even bring this dude to the studio and tell him game.
He's gonna be over there putting condoms on all the bikes.
I'm about to go to HR. I'm about to go file sexual harassment at HR, bro. This podcast is about to come down. Who's over there licking his lips and shit every time I hit the blunt?
I'm gonna have my first lawsuit. After the Bills. So I know we're looking ahead, dude, but if we could get that, if we could beat Green Bay, that'd put us at 7-4. Let's say we lose to the Bills, 7-5. You got Caleb Williams and the Bears at home.
The Bears.
I feel confident in that game.
Shit, bro. Like I said, we just got to see how it looks. I mean, we're getting new injuries every week. You know, we're going to get some coming back off the bye week.
Yeah.
Which should help us out. But
if this team
who knows what else we got coming, looking forward to. You know, Debo's still not healthy. You know, he's not 100%. Jawan Jennings ain't going to be 100%. We've already lost Aiyuk for the season.
Well, we see it with Tampa Bay, but some of these teams are getting banged up too. Some of them might be getting healthier. We got Detroit, you know, second to last game of the season. That's going to be a potential playoff matchup. You know, implications, right? But they're
playoff matchup.
Well, yeah, we played them last year in the playoffs. They're number one in their division. But
if they don't get the bye, then yeah.
They lost their number one pass rusher, Aiden Hutchinson. Dude was leading the league in sacks too, I think, right? Fucking snapped his leg. You seen that shit?
Yeah.
This shit fucking went all the way back, bro. Like,
it's because he was a dynamic white pass rusher, bro. Like Bosa.
I thought you were being sarcastic,
like
right now.
Crosby. Nah, bro, because all the dynamic quarterbacks have to be black, so all the dynamic pass rushers have to be white.
A lot of people were saying Max Crosby might get traded to Detroit.
I'm just playing off the race card that the NFL puts together, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you're white in the NFL and you want to be like a dynamic player, you're either going to be a defensive pass rusher or a tight end. So not to skip over the fact that we still have to play the Rams again. We got to go to Miami, and that one we're usually pretty successful against Miami and McDaniels. And then we finished with Arizona, who beat us earlier this year. The Rams beat us earlier this year as well. So 49ers can rectify those losses, and their destiny is in their hands, bro. But for tomorrow, let's look at Dallas, right? Shitty ass coach.
He's doing it again.
Are you staring at it again?
What are you talking about?
I'm not. He talking about it. I ain't talking about it.
I looked at you and then he's looking at me and then I look at you and he's still looking at me, bro.
Okay, so you got a shitty ass team to me in Dallas, right? I might be a biased 49ers fan.
Bi? You're bisexual?
Bilingual. I speak
Dick.
white trash and English, Spanglish. Dallas been another team that's had a lot of. They had a contentious contract negotiation with CeeDee Lamb, kind of similar to the BA situation. They cashed out Dak Prescott. A lot of people compare that to the potential Brock situation.
You ever see that video of Dak getting his ass whooped in college? Went to like a frat party, bro, and they beat his ass.
Keep that in your book.
Fuck you.
Keep that in your book when you become a 49er fan. We're the first team to 5 Super Bowls in NFL history.
Thanks to Dallas losing.
Pittsburgh's the first to 6. Tampa Bay was, or not Tampa Bay. New England was second to 6. Oh wait, do they actually have 6? Yeah, they do.
I think Tom Brady got 5.
Tom Brady got 7 altogether.
Oh, and they got fucking.
Did they have another one before that?
How many Tom Brady get in New England?
6
Or in Tampa Bay?
1.
So then, Drew Bledsoe got 1 before Tom
Did he?
Brady.
All right, so again, right, with another team that we've dominated, we embarrassed them last year. Remember last year they came out and said that we were like the measuring stick of the NFC or whatever, and they were like saying like we compare ourselves to the Niners, like we're gonna, it's like a a litmus test, and we fucking blew them out, bro. It was an embarrassing loss for them.
CeeDee Lamb got ejected.
And then we went on a fucking losing streak after that. 49ers were riding their high horse. But this is also one of those games where I kind of lean into like superstition on this sometimes, where I go, how many times can a team beat the same team over and over again? Unless you're the 49ers versus the Chiefs. They're like, we just can't beat them. But again, right, we might be the Kryptonites Dallas, like Mahomes and the Chiefs, or the Kryptonites San Francisco. For some reason, we've always had their number. This is one of those games where like in any other season, I would probably be like super confident that the 49ers are going to beat them tomorrow. But we've also seen these games get a little mismanaged where the opponent is still in it, like late, in the fourth quarters, where they're able to maybe, in a position to take the lead.
Well, what's still in it, bro? Because obviously a 2-score lead
isn't sufficient with Shanahan, right? He's blown double score leads. So, but we've seen the 49ers down in these situations, and their offense can't come back. Or either Brock Purdy turns it over, or they just can't complete, anything on downs, or they settle for a field goal. One thing I can say about the Dallas Cowboys this year is they've only had 3 wins just like us, but some of those wins, maybe 1, might have been 2, were comeback wins in the fourth quarter. So I say, hey, man, say what we want about the Cowboys, but them motherfuckers have been able to win in the fourth quarter where the 49ers are losing in the fourth quarters, And so you might be sitting there tomorrow watching that game and be like, fucking Kyle. You know what I mean? In the fourth quarter.
You say fucking. I will be saying fucking Kyle.
Yeah, fucking Kyle Shanahan, motherfucker.
Fucking Kyle Shanahan.
You're gonna fuck Kyle Shanahan? What? Hey, the other day, some dude was like, first off, fucking Kyle on Instagram. I was like, hold on, bro. My name Kyle too, bro. But I don't know, bro. I think it's gonna be fireworks tomorrow. Motherfuckers, Niners haven't let us down once in any of these games, dude.
Niners let me down all the season.
Well, I mean, they let us down at the end of these games, but they haven't let us down in terms of the entertainment value. I want to do something real quick. You just did some picks. I want to do my little over and under for the players. Get into that little segment real quick. You guys can help me. Essentially, they give me like prop bets for the game. Like it'll be like CeeDee Lamb.
Throw out the.
What is it? Oh, the app.
Yeah.
It's the Sleeper app, and I actually signed it up because of Cone. Grant Cone had a promo code, They sponsor his show, so maybe I'll be able to slide some emails in here. But for example, I feel like our passing defense hasn't been that bad. So here's one of the props, right? CeeDee Lamb, you got more or under 75.5. And he's got options, right? So it's either
That's a good one, bro, because it could go either way.
Yeah, because he could be like the focal point of their offense. I also see
I say under.
I also seen that they brought up Dalvin Cook for this game. So I don't know if they're gonna lean into the run a little bit more, you know. That's not a bad one. So let's go under on that one. So Jordan Mason, right? So we have options, right? You can do anytime touchdown. His rushing yards are pretty high.
Bro, it's Jordan Masson.
Paul Masson. So Jordan Mason for 80.5 rushing yards, more or less, Ray. What are you thinking on that one? That's a lot, bro.
Bro, yeah, I say more.
But the only reason I'm not like 100% sold on more is because it feels like Shanahan wants to pass the ball way too much in these games.
Yeah, but
and he's been kind of
you got to open up that pass game with the run game.
And he's been a little banged up these past couple games too. But you're thinking more on 80.5, or we could go
averages 100 yards a game.
I was gonna say, or we could go rushing touchdown, 17.5 rushing attempts. That's a lot.
I when he was averaging 25. He's the primary back, bro. He's gonna get it.
And then they have 1.5 receptions. I don't think he catches the ball that much, right? So we could go less on 1.5 receptions, or we could stick with the anytime touchdown or the 80.5 rushing yards. What do you think? What do you think about him getting a touchdown?
I think he will.
Let's go with that one. So we'll go more on the so it's half a touchdown. So if he gets a touchdown, whether it's receiving or rushing, we'll win on that. I don't know. Oh, kicker for Dallas, Brandon Aiyuk. Our defense tends to do pretty well. We see a lot of Shanahan games or like chess games when it comes to like the kicking situation. So he could either have 1.5 field goals made more or less, or 7.5 kicking points, which would be 2 field goals or 3. The other one's easier. We can skip that one. Yeah. Let's go to Brock Purdy. Ooh. So you got Brock Purdy at 20.5 completions. I think he's sitting at like 25 plus a game, maybe.
Yeah.
You have 31.5 passes. That's a lot of passing attempts, which I really hope.
That's about average. That's about
right now, yeah, but that's what I want them to go away from. And I'm like, I kind of feel like there's got to be some adjustments coming with all these losses soon, you know? So I'm like, I wouldn't want to lean into them.
But last season, you wanted them to go more to it. Now you want them to go away from it.
Because I feel like the offensive line's not there. The personnel's not there. You know what I mean?
It wasn't there last year. It's the same thing.
Well, I thought that's what I was hoping they would lean into. You know, I thought
they've actually bettered their offensive line with Purdy.
They did, but it's not transferring to the passing game. You know what I mean? Brock Purdy's still under pressure. Like,
I'm just trying to hold you accountable.
I am accountable. I'm saying, like, in the offseason, that's what I wanted them to lean to, but they didn't. You know, they didn't listen to me. I'm not the Kyle they listened to. Okay, so
I'm just talking shit.
I know. What about? So we got Jordan Mason and rushing. Okay, so Brock Purdy, 245.5 passing yards, more or less. Dallas,
I say about 220, but
let's just go less. Go be a little conservative on that one.
I mean, because we're not just riding Dallas off.
No, they technically had a good defense last year, but I think what's his name left, right, to take over for Washington, Dan Quinn, their defensive coordinator.
Yeah, they got Diggs, right?
I don't know. They might have had some injuries in the defense as well. But okay, so what about Dak Prescott interception?
For sure.
Okay, going more on that one. George Kittle, anytime touchdown.
Yep.
Let's go for George Kittle, anytime touchdown. And then, okay, so kicker Anders Carlson for 49ers, 1.5 field goals made, more or less? We know Shanahan loves kicking field goals.
More.
Let's go more on that one. And then, see, Debo, half a touchdown, more or less. I would say less on that one. I don't think there's any other thing on here that
He'll get a touchdown.
you think he'll get a touchdown tomorrow? We got Mason getting one. We got Kittle getting one. I feel like they're either going to lean into one of them. I don't know if they're going to spread the ball all over. They haven't really been that efficient in the red zone. You know what I mean? Or I could just call it at that. We'll do 6. We'll do 6 picks. So I'll bet $10. If I get all 6, it's $259. So look, I can flex it. If I flex it right, I get 4 credit. I get $4.70. So I'll get my $10 back, and then $4.70 profit. If I get 5 credit, I get 19, whatever profit. I get 6 credit, I get 161. But if I max it out, it's $259. So if I do that, we're going to dinner, gentlemen. All right. So I'm submitting it. I submitted. Cool. Keep an eye on that tomorrow. Anyways,
that's the sleeper app.
Yeah, the sleeper app. Shout out sleeper app. I'm gonna see if I can get them to fucking sponsor us like they sponsor everybody else. Ray, since we're already here, we're already going a little long. One thing I wanted to do was a lot of the things that we do is we tend to criticize Shanahan the most. We tell everybody that we're very open about that, but I do know that a lot of people will be like, oh, like what other? We talk about other options out there. Not to get into that side of it, but I did want to just say a reflection of like fucking from beginning to right now where we're at, bro. Hell of a roller coaster, right? Because I honestly bought in, bro, in the beginning. I remember the whole.
Oh, I bought it in the beginning.
Yeah, the whole brick by brick, and I just thought it'd be cool, like just to kind of reflect on this little era that got us here because we don't know, bro. We don't know what could happen, right? We've been saying fire Shanahan. I thought he was gonna get fired this week, but if he loses to Dallas, he might get fired, bro. You know what I mean? I think whoever loses this game,
I don't think he'll get fired mid-season.
Well, okay, so check this out. Whoever loses this game, Niners, Cowboys, coach is getting fired. You don't think so?
He was been on the hot seat.
Ooh, bold prediction.
Shanahan just got a contract. Redid his contract last year.
Yeah.
I think he's on the hot seat.
Yeah.
With the outcome of the season, not with the outcome of this game.
But
McCarthy, I mean, I can't call it. I'm not a Dallas.
Yeah,
I could care. I could
care less
one way or the other.
You couldn't care less, or you could care less.
I could care less.
You could care less. Pay less shoes.
Yeah.
I got a picture of that shit.
Just, it's that it don't make me none either way. It's not going to change my outlook on the season whether McCarthy gets fired or not.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely.
You know what I mean?
It wouldn't affect us. I just meant like I was making a bold prediction. But
as a Niner fan and a Cowboy hater, I hope he gets fired, and I hope they don't find a coach. I hope
they don't hire Dion. And they got Trey Lance still. But yeah, like I said, just kind of reflecting on the whole Shanahan, like where it kind of like for me, like that first year, right? It was like, oh shit, okay. Like I remember initially, I might have talked about this, like maybe even in our very first episode, where I remember thinking, I was kind of upset because I remember it boiled down to 2 interviews. It was Josh McDaniels for New England and Kyle Shanahan from Atlanta. And I remember being like, why are we taking the loser in the Super Bowl? Remember, he just blew the fucking Super Bowl, And I was like, bro, and I'm obviously in hindsight,
another multiple score lead.
Yeah. In hindsight, right? Obviously, Josh McDaniels turned out to be a fucking dud of a head coach as well with the Raiders. I can't, bro. I always say if it boils down to it, and Shanahan really turns out to just be a dude that could never do it, that would be crazy to see that like that whole fire Josh McDaniels. Like they fucking got what they wanted, bro. They were right there in Mark Davis's face, the fan base. Fire Josh McDaniels, and they fucking got what they wanted, bro. Yeah, it's crazy to see that, like fast forward 8 years, year 8. You know what I mean? We had those 2 years where the team didn't really do anything, but they made a lot of moves that made us really, how would you say, really, confident for what they were building. They called it the brick by brick. This was the brick by brick regime. You know what I mean?
One brick at a time.
They brought in Garoppolo. They made me a Garoppolo believer for the first couple of years.
I was a fan.
Yeah, and then similar to this year, he suffered from a unfortunate injury that held him back. We've seen that with Brock. We've seen that with Trey. Something to do with it might be the Shanahan curse. I don't know, dude, but we've seen fucking every quarterback on this team pretty much get absolutely fucking obliterated at one point, and it could be a fault in Shanahan's offensive line belief. You know what I mean? His lack of investment.
Yeah, but I don't think Trey Lance was. I don't know what the hell that was going on.
Oh, every single one of those injuries was like a freak fucking accident. It was just like I said, it could be a fucking curse.
I'm just saying the whole Trey Lance picking Trey Lance.
Oh, the whole experiment?
Yeah, that was
all Shanahan, to be honest. We all know that now.
So the injury thing, that just comes from him being,
injury prone.
Just not ready for the NFL, bro.
Yeah.
And he's proven it in Dallas too.
Yeah.
And he's already been in the league, 4 years? Just 4 or 5 years, something like that.
Yeah, it's been a while now. I think he got drafted in 2020 during COVID.
He started games. He's been a backup, and he just ain't picking it up, man. It's not for him.
Yeah.
He needs to
we talked about.
He needs to follow the degree he majored in.
Yeah.
And not football.
Because Garoppolo was at a point in his career where it was like maybe he was a little bit past like development because he spent so many years on the bench, like Jordan Love.
I got. This is the type of soup.
Let me see. Bro, is that cock soup? Cock and ball soup, ladies and gentlemen. The unpaid intern Cortez.
Doing unpaid intern shit.
Yeah. So I was a fucking Trey Lance supporter too, right? Like,
not me.
I was, bro. I thought he was going to be the thing to open up the offense. Or you know what I mean? Especially after we seen the success that Kansas City had. I thought he was like the next great fucking. I thought he was the bigger Patrick Mahomes. Bigger, blacker, balder, the 3 Bs.
What's the C at?
What are you talking? Oh, BBC. BBC. Big cock Brock. Shout out. And then, we had the successful 2019 year, which is eerily similar to what's happening now. 49ers go to the Super Bowl, lose to the fucking Kansas City in a 10-point lead. We didn't go to overtime. That was the Jimmy overthrew fucking Emmanuel Sanders. And then in this last game, Shanahan, ultimately, his last. If you're on the battlefield, it's like your last act, like, he knew, what I mean? His last act was, kicking a field goal, like in the Super Bowl. Like, that's what he's always going to be remembered for, in my eyes. You know what I mean? In overtime.
I don't think so. I think he's always going to be remembered for losing fucking.
The
most multiple point leads.
Yeah. But I meant like when you look at each specific Super Bowl, right? You look at 2019, it was like what? So he called the right play, I guess. He got Emmanuel Sanders. Emmanuel Sanders was wide open. Jimmy Garoppolo just overthrew him, right? This most recent Super Bowl, I feel like, was more in his control, right? He could have been more aggressive. He ultimately chose to settle for the field goal, knowing that.
Saying he didn't know the rules.
And that was just a cop-out, and he tried to backtrack on that anyways. But, eerily similar, right? 2020. You had the fucking injury season, right? It was COVID. Fucking Nick Bosa had his crazy ass injury. Garoppolo got hurt again. Who was it? That was the year Trey got hurt again. For hurt first time. And then you had everybody, huh? Like just like left and right. Like the team was just decimated. I seen so Grant Cohn and like does a podcast with his dad, right? Lowell Cohn. The OG, he was saying that one thing that he doesn't like, he's never liked about Shanahan is the fact that he doesn't like play them that hard in preseason. That he's like really soft on the guys.
No, Shanahan's been critiqued for having one of the toughest
practices.
Yeah,
but they were saying like when he doesn't get them ready for like game time, like he lets a lot of. He does too. He gives guys like vet days and rest days and. It's almost like
every team does.
True. It's not like so you're saying it's not unique to him, but so what? 2021, somewhat successful year with Jimmy. We fucking fell in the NFC Championship game. This is when you start getting like to the Harbaugh comparisons,
Yeah, I was there.
And
drove to LA, seen that game live.
Fuck, what was that drive back?
I slept because I had to work the next morning. Just like tomorrow.
Yeah.
Go to the game. It's a Sunday.
Just
night
like last week.
Well, last week was a daytime game. This one's a Sunday night game, so
Oh, that's right.
probably gonna get home late. Have to get up early.
Kind of glad I'm not going to this one. I'll be able to watch it from the comfortability of my comfortability.
But what if I did get you to? Can I fully deny him?
Damn. Bro, let me get paid for a minute. Those last ones were still. I don't know if these ones are going to be the same.
Yeah. That was,
Yeah. Dude, the last ones were 110. Cheap, bro.
These?
Yeah. Let me know, though.
I said, what if?
Are they?
Yeah, what if? It's a what if.
Same seats or?
No,
But
you
damn,
want
we
to
wouldn't
sniff
get home until like.
them? You wanted to sniff them?
Yeah.
We wouldn't get home until, let's say.
Probably 11.
Yeah, because last time we probably had to wait till like over an hour to get out, like a little over an hour. So let's say game ends at 8:30, 9:30, 2-hour drive, 11:30, midnight maybe. Got to be there at 7.
I got concrete at 6 in the morning, so I got to be there by 5:30.
How dedicated are we? But I think after the 2021 season was when I really started like being like, dude, what the fuck, bro? And I remember for a while, like, yeah, I blamed it on Jaquaski Tart, but it boils down to Kyle Shanahan not managing the games properly, giving up these leads, right? Gave it up to the Rams, bro. Think about this, right? How long have they said we've had the best roster in the NFL, or we're the best team in the NFL? These past what?
Like 4 years, 3 years.
4 or 5 years, maybe. So we went to the Super Bowl in 2019. In that window, right, since 2019, 49ers have been one of the best, if not the best teams in the NFC. And this is what they've done. This is how the Super Bowls have played out. They lost the Super Bowl in Kansas City, and then they let the Rams slide in there from the NFC and beat the fucking Bengals in 2021. 2020, the banged up year, was the year Tom Brady took Tampa Bay and beat Kansas City. And then 2022, motherfucking Brock Purdy gets hurt against bitch ass Eagles, and the Eagles lose to Kansas City. And then last year, motherfucking Niners lose to Kansas City. So in this span, they let 2 NFC teams get Super Bowls while they've been the best teams in the NFC this whole time. You know what I mean? They let the Rams and Tampa Bay. Yeah. And then Kansas City just fucking won out all these other ones.
Well, Eagles got one too right before.
It was the Niners hadn't gone to the Super Bowl yet. The Niners went the year after. So I was basing it off of that 2019 season. But yeah, that's when they still had Doug Peterson, who's, just, I don't know what the fuck's going on in Jacksonville, bro. I keep thinking Trevor Lawrence will be one of those quarterbacks that ends up just popping off, and he never does.
Yeah, no, they say he's a bust.
Yeah. But I don't know, bro. I think that was a cool little ad. We had fucking Cortez, the unpaid intern, popping in. We got to reflect on the Shanahan era up to this point. Got to talk about, we didn't really talk too much about, anything that popped? Did you see anything you wanted to get it? Like just any quick, updates, like player updates or going into this game?
I mean, we covered them with, Shanahan's job being on the line.
Tariq Owens, you said too.
Tariq Owens
making
got
some little head
player of the week.
That's good for maybe he'll get called up tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know. Big trades. The only one I really see is Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Other than who's just started popping up is Defoe.
Oh yeah. That was to say yeah. Good thing you caught
that just started popping up.
Good thing you caught that one because I was gonna bring that one up too.
I don't know, man. Here. I think I said it last pod is, do we really want to keep investing in our defensive line because, we've invested in Cortez. We've invested in how many guys opposite side of Bosa that ain't worked out.
Fuck. You start with Chase Young, Randy Gregory, Leonard Floyd. Yeah, so anytime
before that, we got the dude from KC that never even played. He was hurt the whole time. That was
D Ford.
D4.
The 1 year he was healthy, we went to the Super Bowl in 2019.
Yeah, you know.
No. Okay, so, but honestly, Malik Collins got hurt. Oh, not Malik Collins. Hargrave got hurt, defensive tackle, which is a little bit different from defensive end. I wouldn't mind having DeForest Buckner back. We lost Eric Armstead this year. Javon Hargrave, even when he was healthy, didn't seem like he was really working out.
I wouldn't have minded either.
The pass rushing position, no, I do like where you were going with that though, because anytime somebody brings up like a pass rushing position, I'm like, how many? Like again, right? You just said it. Like we've already seen those not work out like at all. Like so, let's not try that one no more.
Is it the player or is it the scheme?
I think the system's just figured out at this point too. Yeah, I just think it's that, and I think if it's not, I think they need to go really young at that position. They try to do it with Drake Jackson. I don't know what the fuck's, dude can't stay healthy or what, or they just don't like him. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, I don't imagine any. Mate, I still don't think one of the biggest like frustrations I've had lately as a fan and debating with other fans is when I see these casual fans pull up with the we need to fix the defense. People saying fire Nick Sorensen, hire Robert Saleh. All their dreams were crushed this week when Robert Saleh signed on with Green Bay. So that's another thing Green Bay got going for them right now. I don't know how much it's going to help.
But what I mean? On as a consultant, not as a
Yeah. He signed up as a consultant with the offense. They said to help him see what the defenses would be seeing, like some shit like that. You know what I mean? Because he is a defensive-minded guru.
Ultimately, trade deadline what? November 6th?
5th or 6th, yeah, it's a Tuesday.
Same day as the election?
No, the election's later.
Anyways, to be honest, I wouldn't put it past Shanahan not to make any moves in the trade. Not to make any trades in the trade deadline, just because.
Oh shit! What the hell?
Just because you got people telling him,
what a quickity.
Yeah. You got people telling him he needs to trade, and as we always talk about Shanahan's stubbornness.
Yeah.
You tell me I need to do something, I'm gonna prove to you I don't.
Yeah, definitely.
So I wouldn't.
But we've also seen him make moves that have helped his team. Emmanuel Sanders is one of those. Christian McCaffrey, the most high-profile one.
I just wouldn't bank on it though. Those were during the season trades. Those were trade deadline trades.
A lot of people keep bringing up a lot of players out of Carolina. Like everyone's looking at Carolina like a fire sale team every year because they suck. And I'm like, well, they suck for a reason. Like maybe we should have. They're like, oh, you don't understand football. Like they're the only ones because they suck. They're the only ones selling. Like that's not true. The 49ers, if the 49ers are gonna make a move, be more aggressive, bro. Like if you're gonna sign someone like for a year, go get a fucking it guy like Rob Gronkowski asked for because Brandon Aiyuk ain't here no more. Debo got the bubble cuts every other week. You know what I mean? George Kittle sprains his ankle. He sprained his ankle again. He was on the injury list this week. Like every week, bro, motherfucker's on the injury list. You know what I mean? And he powers through it. He ain't gonna miss a Dallas game. Jawan's not playing. I could really like I don't. That's what I was saying, right? Like I might have already missed the point on it, but defense. I keep seeing these casual fans saying defense is the issue. I think it's either if you're not going to add some pieces to the offense, then Shanahan needs to make some adjustments with his play calling. Maybe letting Brock Purdy, get some more control and demand of the offense, picking up the tempo. Me and you talk about that all the time.
What part of the defense do you need to fix?
I don't think they need to fix anything on the defense.
I think anything on the defense is depth at this point.
Yeah. And again, right, like the personnel is there. It's just about, putting it all together and staying healthy at this point. You know what I mean? To my knowledge, Leonard Floyd is healthy. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I see a lot of fans lean into this, like, oh, they don't call the holds. I think there's a point where, maybe it's unethical for Shanahan to do it, but maybe Shanahan should tell Bosa, like, hey, Bosa, why don't you fucking go ahead and throw that dude to the ground, see what the ref does at that point. You know what I mean? Like, maybe they'll start calling the holds. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why don't you actually have a reaction instead of, LeBron Jamesing every fucking, you know what I mean? Like, that's all I see from Bosa when I see those people posting that shit is like, I feel like, okay, well, this dude's the highest paid defense player in the NFL. Like, either he should beat those holds or he needs to fucking, like, set the tone, you know what I mean? And stop being, like, so, like, looking for the flag. Like, fucking take a flag every now and then, Bosa. might show your team to fucking be like, all right, this fool means business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's what the defense needs. I don't think they need to just bring somebody. I don't think there's anyone that can bring in. If they do, it's just a Band-Aid. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know if Hufanga's going to be healthy. So, again, it's just depth at this point, on the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, again, we're going to be running for the most of the year with Debo and Jawan. So it's next man up. Pearsall's going to get some experience. Garendo and Jordan Mason are getting the fucking bulk of the carries until, they're comfortable bringing back fucking McCaffrey. And then back to the defense. If Drake Greenlaw comes back, that'll be a huge boost to them as well. So there's a lot to look forward to. A lot for the 49ers.
I don't think so, though. I don't think so.
Well, not. Yeah, you mean like right away?
Yeah, I mean,
it's a huge injury to come back from. There's a mental aspect to it, like a sports psychology aspect.
Not only that, there's a conditioning aspect. Look at all the criticism.
Look at Hufanga.
Well, look at all the criticism Brandon Aiyuk got for not going to mini camps and OTAs and stuff. He's not conditioned.
Yeah.
So you think because Greenlaw is, because he's coming off injury, he missed all that shit too, plus half the season.
Yeah.
You think he's going to come back and make an impact? No, he's going to need to get back into game speed, get conditioned back into the game. Like, I don't know. Casual fans are casual fans.
You call me a casual fan?
With that comment, yeah.
No doubt. But there is like how would you say, there's the physical mental side for him, but there is the morale boost for the team. But it might not play out in the field. So I understand what you're saying.
I think more for the fans.
Because we see, like I said, we just seen it this year with Hufanga.
As far as like the fans, Greenlaw's back. It's something for us to get excited about.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to see that immediate impact.
Well, a lot of fans right now think that if we beat Dallas and we get out of the bye week, McCaffrey's coming back to save our season.
I don't think one player's going to save our season.
I think at this point,
look, here's the thing: is we ain't lost a step with McCaffrey being out. So with him
in the run game, right?
Yeah, I don't think with him coming back, I don't think it's going to change anything.
Okay, so let me like elaborate on that, because last year we talked about this, right? How can you replicate the offense from last season? We had 4 1,000-yard receiver. Well, McCaffrey was a 1,000-yard receiver rusher, right?
Rusher.
Well, both, right? Because he had a lot of receiving yards.
1,000 yards rushing with some receiving.
Yeah, and then you had
receiving yards didn't make him. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then you had Kittle 1,000-yard receiving, BA over 1,000. You had Debo just over 1,000. So we had 4,000-yard. I
think Debo had multi-purpose yards.
Yeah. So you had 4 players with over 1,000 yards from scrimmage, and you had Brock Purdy with over 40. I think he set the record for passing yards as a 49er. He had like 4,500 passing yards or something like that. So how, again, we talked about, I think me and you might have touched on that a couple episodes ago, or like maybe in the off season, like how, is that easy to replicate? Usually not. Those are pretty high bars, that this team set. But with all those players on the field, we talked about this year, right? Like, what was one of the things holding Brandon Aiyuk back? Well, at points in times, we've seen Debo out a lot this year. So we've seen Kittle out at points in times, like where it's Debo on the field and BA on the field. So McCaffrey's not out there. A lot of these teams, I feel like, were really able to focus in on BA being the number 1 target this year because they knew McCaffrey wasn't playing. Again, you had the inconsistency with the roster personnel with these injuries early on in the season, right? It was like Kittle out one week, Debo out the next week. You know what I mean?
I think you're just trying to find an excuse, bro. The NFL has just figured out Shanahan's system.
No.
It's not one player and another.
No. Most definitely. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like, so McCaffrey coming back, like you were saying, like, yeah, you don't think it's going to change much for like the rushing game, but he does also he's a better receiver than Jordan Mason. Like, they throw to McCaffrey all the time out of the backfield, but now BA is not there, so McCaffrey comes back, he's just going to become the focus of every defense again. So he's going to be getting, banged up all over again,
That goes back to my argument of he's got to get conditioned. He's not going to come back game ready. And
who's the one person, though, they say stays in shape? Well, they say that about everybody.
You can't when you're hurt.
Yeah, they say that about Trent. and then he comes back
but
all
with McCaffrey. You can't. How you gonna stay in shape if you're having
bilateral Achilles tendonitis.
Yeah, you can't run because it hurts.
Yeah, sounded like an expert right there. Huh?
So how are you gonna stay in shape? You know.
Yeah, sounded like an expert right there. I think we can end it on that note for the 49 problems. Ray,
Jay Garcia.
Final prediction for the game.
Niners win. Niners win. Brock Purdy's coming for redemption after a three interception game. He's gonna have a bounce back game. Gonna try to silence all the haters, even though they're gonna find a new reason to talk shit.
Yeah. No, it's definitely. I think it's a. Last week I said it was a make it or break it for the season. So, that makes this game like definitely like a win, must win for me. Other than that, I for sure think that shit goes down the drain. So I'm gonna lean into the 49ers winning. I don't think it's gonna be like it's gonna be another sloppy game. The road ahead for the 49ers isn't gonna be easy. They still got a lot ahead of them after this bye week, but this could really put them in position to, their fate is in their hands. Like you hear that a lot, right? Their destiny is in their hands. If they win, it puts them in position to, kind of control their destiny from moving forward in their division and in the NFC. So that's a must-win game. I think Shanahan's fucking career.
I think his job's, you think it's this game. I think it's the season.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think coaching and all that is going to it all boils down to.
I think they'll fire him in the offseason, not during the season.
Yeah, definitely. So, again, thank you for tuning in for the 49 Problems brought to you by the Red and Gold Till I'm Dead and Cold Podcast Network. Ray, who got it better than us?
Nobody.
Cortez, the unpaid intern, Kyle J. Vigil.
Ray J. Garcia. Red and Gold Till You're Dead and Cold.
Check us out, Spotify, YouTube, subscribe, give us a follow, Instagram, RGDC Podcast. Cortez, you got any final words?
We might be seen on the hub as well, but that's to the side.
Oh, we did that we made that video, or we got on those guys' video, the Boys 98.
Oh, yeah.
They released it today.
Did they?
We didn't make the final cut.
We did it?
I don't know. I didn't see us in there. Anyways, all right, we out. Thank you for tuning in.
Wrestle.
Yeah.
Would you go on Instagram?
YouTube.
Go on